welcome back to another AOS Crowd video. My name is Quinn. Today I am joined by the wonderful Phil, and we will be talking about Carnage teams. So, Phil, it's been a little while since you've been here on the channel. What have you been up to? We've talked about this in the last video a bit, but it's the weekend. It's a Friday before Brotherhood when
Exciting.
this releases.
Yeah, I've basically only been doing team stuff recently. All the Team England prep is kind of underway now. We've announced our team. Battlescrolls obviously came, shaken quite a lot of stuff up. So just playing a lot of games. We've kind of divvied out like 4 to 5 armies a player to kind of focus on that fits around the archetype that they like to play. Obviously the main picks and then other picks that we think are kind of like nearly there. So we're expecting another battle scroll in March before cut off for Worlds.
Yes.
So we want to be testing stuff that we expect to be either boosted or not get hit in the March scroll, and all the good stuff gets hit again. And then see how it levels itself out. So
Yes.
yeah, it's been busy, but busy is good. My work was lovely. They gave me 2 weeks off over Christmas for 0 days holiday taken.
Nice.
So, yeah, so that's good. However, I know when I go back to work, it is going to be fucking horrific. For you that don't know, I'm an accountant, so I will come back to month end, year end. So very, very busy, but
Yeesh.
fun. How is everything with you, Quinn?
Austria's somewhat decided on their final starting 8. I'm a part of it for Worlds. I was hoping to make the cut, and I did. So,
Love it.
looking forward to Worlds and attending a couple team events along the way. Of course, as at the time this goes live, I'll be sitting in the car with Phil going to Brotherhood, and we'll be reminiscing about the past year we've had at AOS Crowd. And yeah.
It's definitely improved towards the back end of the year, hasn't it?
Yeah, the density of content, sort of.
I think with all of us being extremely competitive around Worlds, it does go a little quiet because we're all keeping stuff under like lock and key. Obviously, we also then had the lapse in events because the new edition dropped. But hopefully we'll find a way to kind of fill a void between lack of events and stuff. Because, for example, myself, we obviously will have Brotherhood, and then that's my last event that I'll be attending until Worlds, and everything else is internal practice weekends and my team event that I host that obviously I can't play in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably try and find some singles events to test some stuff maybe. I just need to look out for them. But at the moment, Brotherhood is my last event before Worlds, which seems fucking mad.
That is like 3-4 months.
I know.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's going to come around real quick.
I'm scheduled for 7 events before Worlds.
Jesus wept.
So there's Brotherhood, there's a team event in Leum, so the Worlds location, hosted before Worlds. There is the club championships, there is a one-dayer, there's 1 practice weekend. Then I'm going to Oslo for a 3D6 tournament hosted by Gear. and then it's Brotherhood, Brothers War. Sorry.
Yeah.
So 7 events.
God. To be young.
To be young, correct. But yeah, busy time ahead of us. I will be yapping a lot about events, and most likely not talking about practice weekends.
Yeah. And our next video is a freeway.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah. Everyone likes a freeway.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah. I think the video after that might be as well, because short hint, Matt's joining the team for the club championships.
Very interesting. Does that mean we're going to have our first guest back on?
Yes. So
delightful.
And this time, I'm asking him to, if we win again, I will ask him to bring the huge trophy to let me take it home. Because last time he took it. This time, I want it to sit right there on my cover.
Nice.
Because I'm not sure it'll fit in my trophy cabinet. But in any case, this is not what we're here to talk about. Today, Carnage teams.
Indeed. Yeah, so we played at Carnage Teams, which is Element Games, hosted by the one and only Alex Jones, or on X Blue Sky, AJ Ghost Arm. Really popular event in the UK, always sells out. Yeah, usually quite good fun, and Element, despite it being quite tightly compact, is one of my favourite venues. You have that proper like gamers environment where they've got massive store, spend way too much money, cheap bar, decent food options. Yeah, really good. The dynamic of our team is somewhat let us down. Yeah, we just took what we wanted to play, essentially. And we took 4 armies that liked fighting in the middle and couldn't really play the same scenarios. So, like, none of us wanted to play Scorched Earth. None of us wanted to play Limited Resources. None of us wanted to play Jaws of Gallet. And our 4 lists were basically copies of each other's lists, but in different forms. So, very similar to Warhammer World. We had Nagash OBR, Karazai with Callison Toll, Kragapalooza, and Archeon.
Yes.
So all centered around 4 big models.
And the players were the same?
No, so the players were very much the same. So my team was Tom Maudsley, Richie McCallie, and my little brother, Tom. So Tom basically took Jim's spot from Warhammer World and played Stormcast, but a slightly different iteration of Jim's list. Whereas the rest of us just played the exact same list that we did in the last event. So yeah, and then the other England team was Dan Bradshaw, Andy Hughes, Alex Bruce, and Seb Donnelly, who took Archeon, Sylvaneth, OBR, and Soulblight. So
yes,
yeah. England usually get a lot of flack for grudging each other round 1. Grudges weren't allowed, and by some miracle, we found ourselves paired into England round 1. So, yeah, very interesting. So we ended up playing against the other England team. However, there's some pretty horrific weather in Manchester when we went. Really bad snow, ice, and one of the England players couldn't get there on time. And by on time, we mean like 2 hours late. So we couldn't even like try and get the round, like the game, even to some form of completion. So we did the pairings, and I managed to bag myself a buy.
Oh, lovely.
So I paired into Andy Hughes, and the TO said, well, if you have a buy, it's a 20-0. And I said, it's not really fair because I'm playing against Soul Blight on 6 objectives. I'm probably not going to 20-0 Soul Blight. So I said, me and Andy played the same mission 2 weeks ago at Warhammer World. I'll take my differential from that game. Assume it, and that's what we agreed. So we agreed I'd take a 17-3 because that was our last result. Even including, I said to Alex Bruce at the time, I'll give you an extra 2 points if I don't double you 1 into 2. So I rolled the 4 up and I doubled him, so I kept my points.
Yeah.
Just to try and make it fair so that the other England team didn't feel massively disadvantaged from having a player not turn up. And then the other pairings were Fragnos into Archeon, OBR into OBR, lovely mirror, which was the same as we did against England at Warhammer World.
Deja vu, much?
And then my brother got paired into the big dog, Dan Bradshaw, Sylvaneth versus Stormcast on, again, 6 objectives.
Yeesh.
Did
he roll a 4-up?
I think he rolled a few 4-ups.
Yee.
So, obviously I got 17-3. We then lost the Sylvaneth Stormcast game, but very close.
Yeah.
It was like an 11-9. And then we had 2 massive wins. Well, not massive, I think the OBR was like 14-6. And then the Kragnos was like a 19-1.
Oh boy.
So we ended up winning round 1 59-21. There was no cap at this event, which was mental. So, yeah, really, really bizarre, but nice solid win round 1. Which then set us up for round 2, where we played against a team called Dangerous Wildlife, who are basically a local club team, not super competitive.
Yeah.
And I paired into Zinch and Jack, who I played at Heartlands. He was playing a very similar Zinch list to what he did before. And we played on... God, is it focal points, the 5 objectives? Where you have homes, flanks.
Yes, that's focal points.
So we played on that, and I doubled Jack and got everything off. So our game wasn't Did I double him? Let me check the score. I didn't double him.
Ooh.
But I think I did a little bit too much damage. Oh no, this is it. I went first. So I went first. And then he didn't have an army left when he went for his second turn at the bottom of turn 2. Yeah. So, turn 1, we took off 20 pinks with Chosen and 20 blues as well with the double activation. And Archeon also took off 20 blues and then powered through off the unit of pinks to go and sit nice and protected. And then managed to unbind the no command spell on the Chosen.
Yeah.
And then I got counter charge off on Archeon with 3d6 charge, and then took off 10 pinks in his turn with Archeon.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it just didn't go well for Jack. But lovely kid. big win, 47-7. And as a team, we won all our games, and we've scored 64-16.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, pretty
Decent.
big.
Decent.
We kind of then knew, based on the ladder being open, who we're playing next, which was SYM, which is a really solid team in the UK, which consists of Steve Follows from Team England, Lewis Swan from Team England, Kieran Alander, and I think it's Ben Price. Could be wrong. Definitely Ben.
Okay.
So I got paired into 20 Dawn Riders, 20 Sentinels on the Vice with my Archeon list.
Yes.
I had Archeon just sat ready for the Vice, just going, come on then, here we go. And I took a charge to the face from 20 Dawn Riders with +1 attack, crit 5s, and took 10 damage.
That's an average result for little old Archie.
Yeah. He was bodyguarded, so he was only 42 attacks.
Oh,
21 of which were crit 5s. I did kill 2 Dawn Riders from the crit 5s with the Archeon head ability, where it's 7 dice every 3 ups and mortal. So I took off 2 Dawn Riders because his charge took him outside of the ward range.
Oh god.
Yeah. And then
to roll 6 3-ups.
Yeah. And then took off quite a lot of that unit, because that unit also all out attacked to get as many attacks through as possible. Knowing that it didn't have all out defense, I just put everything into them.
Yeah.
And Archeon did Archeon things, and yeah, gave me a pretty comprehensive win in that round, which was good. It was 48-18, so big 30-point swing. And again, another decently sized round win. We won every game except Slaves into Cragapalooza. Be'lakor proved to be a real issue for Kragnos. They played on shifting.
Yeah.
And beasts only counting as 1 became Richie's downfall in that mission.
Yeah.
Because it just meant like Chosen with a banner could just tow it and take it off 30 squig herd. Or whatever, 20 squig herd, because you can't be 30 anymore. So that was our only loss. We paired OBR into Crawl Boys on the Vice as well, and got a decent sized win there. And we also paired Stormcast into Iron Jaws.
Oh boy.
And Stormcast battered Iron Jaws on shifting objectives. Because Karazai does not give a fuck about Shield Bash at -2 rend when he doesn't have to charge to do the exact same amount of damage. So, yeah, come on in. So yeah, nice 3-0 end of day 1, which is usually to be expected when we go as Team England to events. Even if we do have some people helping out, like my brother, but my brother's not a player to be sniffed at. He's super solid. So
he's not the Make-A-Wish kid that got on the England team.
Nah, he actually beat me on Christmas Day, and it's the first time I've lost in my house in like,
oh god,
forever. So yeah, not a happy bunny, but it was. We do a lot of our games now as like open book games at home. So we talk about all the plays, what's optimal, what we think we should do.
Yes.
So like the result doesn't matter as long as we get accurate data from that result. So it was good. Round 4.
Yes.
Might be the heading of the video. I have no idea. We learned that TTS is in fact real. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Us England players are renowned for not playing that much TTS and always saying,
Correct.
"Oh, it's not real. Like it's a compute. Like
it's not representative."
Yeah. We got paired into the TTS All Stars that had some fucking obnoxious lists. So they had Nighthaunt, Zinch, as many horrors as you can fit in physically possible, Stormcast. This was before the points update, so it was 5 Vigilers, 18 Long Strikes, Silencer Prime, Night Relictor, 6 Hurricanes.
Good list. I rate that list.
It felt good. Tell you what really helps before you do pairings. Read what Stormcast heroes do, because I did all the maths, and the long strikes don't kill Archeon. If
famous last words.
If you don't have an ability on a 2-up to reduce his ward by 1. I didn't know that existed in the list when I paired into it.
Oh boy.
So I didn't think I could smash the list. I thought I could score better than our other players into it.
Yes.
So we played on limited resources, which isn't a mission that I want to play with like 5 units when I can have all my chaff shot off as and when he likes and then teleport away. So I played against Gareth Hall, who is now captain of the UN team. And I have never seen so many 9-inch sticks on a table of me casting endless spells to zone out where he can land to shoot my shit. Interestingly, the game shouldn't have been as close as it probably should have been. I don't know if that's me just playing well, doing good zoning, but I never got a double. Never got a double turn. And if I had a double, I feel like I could have probably pushed it over the edge. I needed the turn where Archeon had just been shot by 18 long strikes and was alive on 4 wounds, despite him having his ward turn down by 1. And if I win that prio and Archeon's still alive, I've got Emerald Life Swarm, I've got the Sorcerer Lord, I've got Rally. There's a good chance you don't kill him now, because now I'm going to start removing your long strikes. That was not the case. So I ended up losing that priority and getting absolutely humped by the long strikes again into Archeon. But he survived the first 6 long strikes, which was important because it meant he then had to go again with something, which meant I still had my chosen and everything. I was then just fighting for dear life, just trying to scrap points. In the end, the final result was 41 to Gareth and 39 to me.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so really tight. And the round result, we lost 3 games. So we lost OBR into Nighthaunt, and somehow we lost against old Seraphon with Stormcast on Starstrike. So I don't know how we did that, but we did. So we ended up losing 49-31 to the TTS All-Stars, teaching us that TTS is in fact real. So we knew we had to fucking put in some hard graft game 5,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't get any bloody easier. So we ended up playing against a team called the Mighty Redeployers, who are a bunch of Dom Stonebridge's friends from Team England.
Yeah.
And quite a few of these players have transferred from 40k into AOS in the new edition.
Super dangerous, those 40k players.
Yeah, and their lists weren't very fun either. So you had 24 Paladors. That was one list. No thanks. You then had Be'lakor slaves again. Crawl boys with 40 gut rippers.
Oh yeah.
And then Trog and 18 rock guts.
Fun.
So we played on Scorched Earth and I want to say Feral Foray. Weirdly, they decided to put Trog and Rock Guts on Scorched Earth, who I attacked into their defender of Stormcast. So I was like, I'll beat your 24 Paladors because I think I'm better than you are. And they rejected me. They were like, "Oh no, we don't want this." So I ended up playing Dom on Scorched Earth, and I basically dominated the game by powering through with Archeon.
Again.
Yeah, taking off units of Rock Guts with the Chosen and Archeon, reducing their attacks by 1 is massive on Rock Guts.
Yeah.
Really makes it difficult for them to kind of commit to killing Archie. And I don't think he ever took more than like 8 damage the whole game. So end of my turn 3, it was 3 Rock Guts versus my entire army. And he ended up holding all the prios and kept running away from my entire army, just bouncing from one objective to the next, just trying to score 1, 2. So in the end, it was a 50 to 24. So again, big win. However, our Stormcast got battered in the mirror.
Yeah.
And our Fragnos into slaves lost again. So we ended up only winning the round 45-35.
Oh boy.
So super close. And we knew we were 8 points ahead of the TTS All-Stars going into the final round. So we knew we had to kind of win big to guarantee it.
Yes.
And in the end, the podium was decided by our generosity of round 1, or my generosity. So I gave Team England 3 points, which we could have 20-0'd them. That was how the TO ruled it.
Yeah.
But we're like, no, let's be real. So Team England, Dan Bradshaw, Seb Donnelly, Andy Hughes, Alex Bruce came third. By more than 3 points, not ahead. So they were coming third regardless. Second place, my Team England. So we narrowly second place, 20 or 30 points ahead of the other England. First place, TTS is real.
TTS is real.
The TTS All-Stars beat England by 1 point. Which meant...
I love it. Superb.
If we took the 3 points off of our compatriots on the other team, we would have won the event. What I will say, as a caveat to that,
yes,
I don't think that would have been right anyway, despite us maybe having harder rounds. They deserve to win. They beat us, and they beat us pretty comprehensively, 49 to 31. And all us as players were sat down, like, jokingly, like, I hope we don't win because we've scored more points when we've been battered by the team that's going to come second. So, yeah, fortunately, Tavi, Alan, Hugo Ricken from Netherlands, is that right? And Gareth, deserved winners of Carnage teams, came first. So congratulations to them. Yeah, our big thing, our big takeaway was we need to be a bit more dynamic with our lists and have some more all-comer stuff rather than... But equally, we all play this hobby for fun. Like, we took what we wanted to play. We're not taking ourselves massively seriously at these 4-person team events, other than just taking good lists that we enjoy. Brotherhood, there's a lot more dynamic.
Unfortunately.
Although, thinking about it, I have fuck all shooting in my team, but I kind of do feel like shooting's died off a little bit. Storm Fiends can shoot, right? They can shoot. So, yeah, seems fine. Yeah,
it's okay. You'll be all right.
What's the worst that can happen?
I can already see it lit on top.
I just pair other people into the shooting armies I don't want to play against, because that's the perk of being captain. So,
you're playing against you long strikes? We're not, no. Bye.
Yeah, you could just play against the 45 Wrathmongers and enjoy yourself.
I gladly will.
Yeah. 45 fucking Wrathmongers and 40 Blood Warriors. That's a lot of wounds to get through.
Yeah. It's a lot of juice.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yes.
But no, super excited. Just loving Teams Warhammer at the moment.
Best
format. We now do play a little bit more TTS than what we perhaps used to. So yeah, fun. Archeon firmly back on the shelf now. He doesn't really live up to expectations in the new book, unfortunately. He losing the
base mark
ward, like the -1 to wound, horrific for him.
Yeah.
And the Eye of the Gods doesn't do anything for him. He can't pledge himself to anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Archie. You're back on the shelf. However,
he had a good run.
He is not fully painted yet. Or she. I don't know how they define themselves. This is an absolute prick of a model. But God, it's beautiful. Like, yeah, new slaves with this model just yeeting 10 chosen out of the Silver Tower 7 inches away with 3d6 charge. Is gonna just fuck people. The fact that they have 3 ways of getting 3d6 charge, basically, in an army. One of which is like but 2 of which are like guaranteed, because one of them is pre-game pledged,
and the other one is during
in the hero phase. Yeah. And then you've got a spell which you could be +1 to cast, and because you're a 1-drop, you can guarantee to be out of range unless you're playing against Seraphon. Oh, it is. Filthy. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we'll see how we get on at Brotherhood with that list. In not the too distant future.
Actually, Brotherhood is tomorrow,
technically. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure I'm ready for it to be tomorrow.
We'll chat about this at length in the car. It'll be fine.
I'm also currently painting Wigmore's list, which includes one of these.
Spittle Boy.
4 of these. One of these.
This is just turning into a model showcase.
And this bell end is back.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, fucking back. So yeah, we're narrative, we're hobbyists, so I do a lot of painting. Of filth.
Yes. Yes, you do.
But yeah, really excited for Brotherhood, particularly as we've had the battlescroll, and quite a lot's changed, I think.
Yes. It's shifted up the meta quite a bit, but we're looking forward to it nonetheless.
Indeedy. So,
let's wrap this up, shall we? Thank you, Phil, for talking about Carnage teams. Greatly enjoyed that. If you haven't already, check out last week's video where we're talking about Luxembourg teams, which I attended. Keep an eye out for upcoming videos. We'll be doing Brotherhood! Woot woot!
Freeway!
Again, it's been a year! My God!
A whole year.
And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comment if you noticed something unusual. If you're concerned about Phil's well-being, since he's identifying as a painter now, I guess.
I'll be hero.
I'll be hero. If you want to stay up to date, just subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, you can also follow us on X and Blue Sky. Channels will be linked down below. And yeah. Remember, guys, no extra points for being a